getting to that place has taken a long time. I first thought of writing about Helen's paintings about 20 years ago. I loved her pictures and sensed a deep connection to them that I knew was personal. My father, Howard Nemerov, was one of her teachers at Bennington. His first year there as an English professor, in 1948-49, was her senior year. I was born in Bennington sometime later, in 1963, long after she had left, but her presence must have remained, apart from her periodic visits to the place, because I believe I knew of her before I ever said a word. Her world and mine were so close that I was not surprised to discover, doing research for this book, that her first serious romantic partner, Clement Greenberg, attended a dinner party with my father in North Bennington the day after I was born. The fact that I call her Helen in this book is a token of the proximity I feel. Though I never met her, I could not keep calling her Frankenthaler page after page. It would seem false. I knew I would need to come near, to dare closeness, and that this proximity would take time. Her paintings moved me those 20 years ago, but I was not ready for them. The big canvases, the colors, the shapes, the feeling that it all came from the artist's encounters with the world and with herself showed that I, in proportion, lacked the same palette, the same brush. I was afraid, unwilling and unable to acknowledge the depths her paintings stirred in me, the person her art patiently waited for me to become. And so I delayed, and kept on delaying. For the last 10 years of Helen's life, she died in 2011, I taught at Yale, just a 45-minute drive from her Connecticut home. I had become a little more knowledgeable than when I first imagined writing about her art, more mature, and maybe a bit more confident. I probably could have made arrangements to meet her at any point in those years. But I did not. I knew that I still would have little to say, little to ask, and I suspected that even across a table from me, she would have kept her distance. And so I never met Helen, which is a shame, since maybe she and I would have gotten along. It is a small comfort, but my inadequacy before Helen's art was not only mine, but that of our culture in recent decades, a limitation that, as much as anything, convinced me to write this book. The prevailing ways of seeing art over the past 50 years have made it difficult to comprehend the strength and sober delight of her kind of painting, her account of human experience. Over those 50 years, my timeline is approximate, our culture has become terribly skeptical of romantic art such as hers. Bright colors, deep breaths, the feeling of sun on our faces and the breeze at our backs. It all can sound trivial, the stuff of commercials and lifestyle magazines. But Helen's pleasure is not glib. It is the pleasure of someone who does not take life for granted. She saw things the rest of us miss. The neon sign's reflection in a wintry puddle. The cream of dirty white at the lip of the wave. She rhymed these sensations with her own feelings. The world she encountered was the world she felt. And though her moods ranged from exultant to deeply sad, she trusted the power of paint poured and stained into canvas to create indelible impressions that, in each case, asserted the validity of existence, her own, but more important, ours. A painting was for her the record of a personal experience exalted, transfigured, given staying power and enduring poise, so that the rest of us might be reminded of this special grace we often forget we, too, possess, namely the feeling that we are alive. That was Helen's high standard. No wonder that as she got older, her paintings were increasingly met with scorn.